Hey brothers and sisters, this is a video about becoming aware of your divine journey in the path when you start to come onto this path, and things to expect and things that you find happen that if you don't really know much about this, I found that some people, they fear it. They start getting a bit panicky, and people around them are saying they're losing their minds. I've had all this myself. What can I say? I'm back crazy. Or maybe everybody else is and I'm sane. Then again, what defines sane and crazy is it's a matter of perspective. So, when I went on my journey, it literally come out of nowhere. It was 1 minute I was sat just chilling, doing my normal thing, the same old thing that I would usually do. Then all of a sudden, everything just come out and it hit me like that. Literally, it was just like, I found the first thing was like a quest for information. It was almost like soul was telling me, like, this is your purpose, this is who you are, and this is what you're doing. But before you get there, we'll give you a bit of a reminder, with things that you've been through before and things you've experienced before. Because obviously, as I said this in the previous video, reincarnation, we've all been on this path before, we've been here, hence why you become baby soul, mature, young or old. It all depends where you're at within your understanding, how many lives you've lived and experienced, etc., etc. So the first thing for me, I found my journey started when my mate got me into the Illuminati. I was literally just watching a video on Michael Jackson. Little did I know, one video on Michael Jackson was spiraled to where I am now. Again, truly grateful. So I found that the moment I started to become aware of something, I didn't know about the journey itself or where I was going or what I was doing, but I was become aware of something was going on, something different within inside me and around me too. I was watching all these videos on conspiracies, and then it quickly just expanded to religions, ancient cultures, prophecies, UFOs, books, space, spirituality, meditation, and really it just went from Illuminati and all that to just to everything. It was almost like a quick, for me personally, it was like the information was like a quick remembrance kind of thing. And then the difference for me and other people is that I quickly grasped it. It became kind of like common knowledge and knowing for me, which is why I sit here now and I say it with heart and say it like it's a knowing. I live it because it becomes that. So the first stages for me were health. I noticed immediately I started going through health changes. I started going to the gym. Now, I didn't used to go to the gym. I wasn't really asked with any of that stuff. But out of nowhere, suddenly I went to the gym. Stopped all the bad habits of all the drink, all the partying, and all the pollution of my body. It just stopped. I was never really one for it anyway, but everybody likes to party. Everybody likes to get drunk, so to speak. So yeah, the first thing for me was after I've watched all this Illuminati stuff and everything's just coming at me so quickly, come the physical changes now. So I started the gym and I started going really regularly. This was like 4 times a week. This was just like a constant. And for me, I just thought, oh yeah, it's to look good, it's to be muscly, blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't. Because when you go to the gym, it naturally aligns your energies and keeps you kind of like balanced. This is why it's recommended you do half hour of exercise a day. It's just because it generally helps with the natural flow of the energy within inside you. So it started with the gym, and then I quickly found that it went on to food. Now, I was always a meat eater. I always loved meat, and I always chicken. I made a great steak. I loved all that kind of stuff. Then out of nowhere, it kind of just the feeling towards kind of meat, and even when I tasted it, it tasted completely different to what I used to like and know. And now I question myself and thought, why does it taste like this? Why do I feel like this? Again, I was a little bit unaware of kind of like I was being opened up to where I'm at now within my journey, within your soul purpose and your life purpose. So we started with chicken and fish. I cut out all the red meats and I just said to myself, right, I'll just have chicken and fish. This is known as a Rastafarian diet. I spoke to a few people about this too, and they say to me, who are also spiritual, and on their path, they say the same thing to me. They were just like, yeah, I'll start with chicken and fish, and then it fades off. So I found I was just eating chicken and fish. Then as the weeks progressed, I was still going to the gym. I was still taking in more of this knowledge. The universe was handing me more to remember, more and more, and it's just started to click. Everything just falls into place, you know. So then the meat, I thought to myself, I don't want to eat chicken. It just happened. People have asked me, why did you choose to do this, and why did it just happened? My body and myself just turned and went, I don't want to eat meat no more. So I didn't. So that was that. I never touched it. And obviously I used the substitutes, corn and all this veggie-free, meat-free stuff. In all fairness, it's just as good for you, so I'd recommend it. So as I progressed, I found going to the gym and changing my eating habits and my social habits too. I was in a band. I was actually a front man in a rock band and stuff, and I used to write. I used to play my guitar. I was used to rock and roll stuff. And now all this completely changed as well. I put the guitar down and picked up a book. I stopped writing. I actually started to go in on myself and find out more about me and kind of like, you know, where am I going? Who am I? What am I doing? So the whole band thing that went. It's mad, because when you go on this journey, things really do. What is it they say, that one door has to close for the other one to open? Well, for me, as much as I really love my band and stuff, it was a part of my life I was always going to do, but it was a distraction to what I'm truly here to do. And that's to spread the knowledge to you guys, to literally to bring us together. Global consciousness evolution is where I'm thinking this is going, is to bring us all together, to work together, to change the world. Because if we don't, then say goodbye, basically. Because we need to change. The old systems are failing. We all know this. You've only got to look out your windows to see this. But we're at a point now of clinical kind of like evolution, and not many people know about this, and this is what we're doing. This is why loads of people are waking up. And this is a video for you, just a bit of advice, kind of what's going on, and how you can kind of like tune yourself in and kind of become comfortable and know you're right where you need to be, and you're exactly who you're supposed to be too. Okay, so my social life changed too. The people I used to hang around with, I found they just disappeared. It wasn't, nothing had gone on. It wasn't nothing funny between us. It was literally like the parting. Because they say when you go on this journey and you change your vibration and you change your thoughts, you eradicate anybody who's not on that level and that vibration, and they tend to just disappear. But you'll bring in people who are on your level and on your vibration and kind of like on your understanding. And I found this happened as I was going on. I found my usual social circle, it fell apart basically. I started to find myself kind of like alone. I was with my one friend, and she was a good friend. We had loads of big discussions about life and purpose and stuff, and she really helped me on my journey. So it's always good, if you are on your journey, it's always good to team up with somebody just to bounce ideas, you know, so you're not going crazy. Okay. So after all the information overload, then I went to the gym, then I stopped eating meat. And then the social circle changed. It completely changed. Now, all this time, you feel inside you, and there's a knowing that things are changing. And it's for the good. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing, because when you go on this journey, there's no going back. I said this before. It truly is great. So okay. So you find yourself going through a detox, basically. I found at the beginning of my stages, after the information, after you find yourself reading all this stuff and wanting to learn more and wanting to remember more about who you are and what you're doing, and more about the world, you tend to be more concerned about kind of like people. Not necessarily Joe Bloggs there, but on a global scale, the world on a global scale, because as you become more in tune with yourself and more in tune with who you are and who everybody else is, you kind of understand you are one. Where one soul begins and another one ends, there is no space in that. We are just one. So, the gym. Mass information overload. It was just constant YouTube videos, constant books, constant talking, constant bouncing with other people. Health habits, food. I found this, I'm not saying this might happen to you, I'm just putting this out there just in case it does, and so you understand what it is. It's basically your soul is pure and it knows that we can eat meat. We can eat meat, but I feel like we don't need to, because by eating an animal, you're taking another life force. Now, I found when I stopped eating meat, now this was a strange one for me, was you could think more clearly. It's almost like, I can't explain it, it's really hard. Somebody said it to me too, that was like, then you find you have a bit more clarity within your mind. It's almost like you haven't got another kind of side soul or something. Just, it's really hard, but you really do think more clearly. And I do believe this is down to the fact that you don't have that extra kind of life force, because an animal may be dead, a person may be dead, but soul always lives and always lives on. You know, we are eternal. We are immortal. We just live on. So I found the gym and eating habits changed. Social circle, that changed completely. The whole circle I was round. That's not to say that now that they've disowned me and I've disowned them, because that's not the case. If ever I see any of my friends, you know, I always stop and have a chat, or I'll always go and have a cup of tea and talk to them, because friends are friends, you know. Just because you're on a different journey and a different path, it doesn't mean, you know, you don't communicate, you don't associate. So your social circle, you may find might change. Them old characters who, basically, if they don't support where you're going and your purpose and your journey, then the universe would just kind of push them on their own journey to groups of people who are on the same vibration, the same journey as those. Then you'll find that the universe will bring people to you on the same like-mindedness. So say, you're like, I'm starting to understand there's more to life here. And you don't particularly want to speak about what's on TV on the soaps, and you don't want to speak about football, and you don't want to speak about your new phone, and you don't want to speak about this. You want to speak more about life and soul and purpose. The universe will bring these people to you. They will bring naturally you, just because your vibration is the same vibration as these people too. Again, it's universe of love, it's the God love, so you're thinking and feeling this. So it's going to bring people of the same like-minded. I've said this, we are just mere reflections of ourselves. People run into mere reflections of ourselves. We can learn a lot from the people we run into. So eating habits, the quest for information, social circle. You may find you go through a detox. I found this. After I finished with the chicken, I then decided I'm not eating fish. I don't know why, I just didn't want to eat fish no more. Even now, I just think to myself, why don't I want to eat fish? I don't want to eat it, I know that for sure, but why don't I? And again, maybe it's down to, I'm not too sure. I don't want to eat fish. I think it's another animal, it's another life force. Yes, it's been in the sea, but we've got a global crisis within the fishing industry in the sea. There's not enough large predator fish anymore, so maybe it was that on a subconscious level, I'm not too sure. So then fish stopped. After that, I found that I was drinking more water, and this is bottled water. Anything with no fluoride in it, because fluoride calcifies your third eye. And I think the people in power, they know this, because obviously your true power lies within you, within your third eye. So the best thing to do to stop people becoming their own power is to shut that down and do everything in their power to stop you from being in power. You see? To stop you being in power, you then give your power to somebody else. So I decided to drink water, because it's just better for you. We are 90% water, so obviously it's better to have the fresh water because it just you feel better. It's almost like a detoxification phase. So you may go through the health phase where you go to the gym, all of a sudden out of nowhere, the quest for information, you just want to read as much as you can, and you just find yourself so intrigued and you just want to dig deeper and deeper and deeper into these subjects. Your eating habits may change. When you was once eating fish and meat and dairy products, all of a sudden you just don't want to. You don't feel like you want to anymore. That's soul telling you don't need it. It's just energy. We can get the same energy from fruit and veg. Sorry, not fish. Going back on myself there. So it's just energy. So yeah, the detox phase. I found water. I drank a lot of water. I stayed away from caffeine drinks. I don't drink caffeine drinks. I don't drink fizzy pop. Not to say that they all have caffeine in it. It's just I just naturally don't drink fizzy pop and never have. So, but I was a big tea drinker, so I've had to cut that down a bit and move to decaf tea bags. You may find that your views and your opinions on things may change. Like, I used to doubt whether there was a God and whether there was this and that. And as you go on and soul starts to really grow within inside you, and you start to merge with soul, your understanding and your views and beliefs of the world, God, ancient civilizations, where you're going, what you're doing, it all changes. Now, let's say, for instance, I'm a true believer in God in the sense that I believe in the God energy, the universal energy. It's what we are, it's what we're made of. It's the stardust. It's me, you, and everything out there. So yes, I believe in God, and I've always said I believe in God. I always said that. But I've always said I don't believe in the Bible. Now, I changed that now because I actually believe many stories in the Bible. Obviously, I do believe on the whole the Bible was the way it's been written. It's just to control and segregate people. But I understand what it is. Religion, it's a relation. You can relate to it, and so you should. You are soul. There's something within that religion that rings to you. You're like, that's true. So my views and beliefs started to change, more so to the point where everybody was like, oh, you're going crazy, you're losing it. But then you have to lose it to find it. Thought you might have. That's a saying, isn't it? And I think it's true. You have to lose yourself to find you. You have to lose yourself to find yourself. You have to unlearn all the stuff you learn and relearn, because again, I've said this in other videos, we've just been subconsciously planted all these beliefs and all these things, and it's not even us, it's not even our own belief, these are things being implanted to us. So you may find within this journey, when you start to go further and deeper into it, your own beliefs start to shine through strongly, and speak your truth. Like I'm sat here and I'm like, I believe in God in the energy, not in the man and the woman, but in the energy. Whereas if somebody may go, well, I don't, and that's fair enough. Speak your truth. Always speak your truth. Express, because that soul, that's telling you. And I find when I speak, I'm almost speaking to myself at times. It's almost like I'm a channel for the higher realm or something. I speak, and then it's almost I'm listening to the words I'm saying as well as the person I'm speaking to as well, because these things can happen. You can find yourself speaking all this stuff. Wow, where did I get that from? And it's your soul and your higher self telling you, you know this, you remember this because you've been here before. You're just remembering who you are. So your beliefs and views may change. Now, there's no right or wrong to your beliefs or views. You have your beliefs make who you are. As you go deeper, these beliefs change. You may be crazy like I am. You may find, now this was one, my sleeping routine started to change. At the beginning of it, I was kind of like feeling really, really tired all the time. really not drained in the sense of anything, but really tired and really kind of like run down in a sense. And this basically is when you're becoming in line with source. The energy around you takes more effect. You start to pick up on this energy, and when you're unconscious about this, it could take a lot out of you. I can imagine because it did me for a while. I had a few sleeps where it was really uncomfortable and really really restless, you know. So you can find your sleeping patterns change, but obviously as you get more and more into your journey, what you truly are and what you're truly doing, you are going to have lack of sleep, because the great masters, they slept 2 hours a day, and that's because when you sleep, now this is a myth, I believe it to be true, you could believe it to be true, but this is just this is my belief, and take it if you like, and if you don't, that's cool too. But my belief is when we sleep, there was an agreement between you and your body before you come here, soul and your body, because the body's so limited. So I was like, okay, if I come here because it's so limited, I want to be able to escape and experience oneness whenever I need to, whenever the going gets a bit much, whenever it needs to remember what it is and what, you know, who you truly are. So this agreement was, okay, then we sleep. Now, sleep, this is what I believe sleep is when soul leaves the body and goes back to oneness of who it really is. And this is why you can find yourself going to places, and then the day afterwards you wake up and you go to that exact same place, and it's like sleep is literally, you can time travel. You can go to you can go to the future, or you can go to the past, because time doesn't exist, it's all happening at once. The soul knows it, so you can pick, I'll go here, I'll go there. So when you sleep, that's soul escaping, and the more you sleep, it's the more your soul, you're not in line with your soul purpose and what you're doing and with source, and so it wants to escape more, just to remind itself of who it is and what it's doing. So the more you kind of like out of line with that, the more you want to sleep. The more you become in line with this, the less sleep you start to need, because soul's like, hey, I quite like who you are, where you're going and what you're doing within the body. I don't feel the need to escape so much anymore, because you're growing, you're basically merging with your higher self, your soul self, and what you know, who you truly are. And when this happens, you find yourself just having less sleep. And it's not that you feel any more tired or anything, you actually feel really great, it's just you need less sleep. And obviously, was it Nikola Tesla, was it? Einstein, Newton, Buddha, and a few others, 2 hours sleep or something like that. And that's because their soul was in line with source, in line with who they were and who they wanted to be, what they wanted to do, so it didn't feel the need to keep escaping, because he was happy with where he was at. So as you go on, sleep, you may find that you have less sleep, just because your soul's content with what you're doing and where you're going, which is a good thing. You can also, as you start to become aware of energies, and you are energy, everything's energy and a vibration, you can start to become aware of energies around you. You can start to become aware of other people's energies, whether you bounce with them, whether you go in and ball and you kind of ride and you flow together, or you may repel straight away. Or some people, depending on the circumstances within their lives and where they're at, is they can actually drain your energy too. So the best thing to do is to call upon protection. I've said this in the other videos, and again I'll say it again, call upon Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel. All these archangels, all these ascended masters can help you if you look them up. I mean, Doreen Virtue, she's done a book, she's got a website, look it up. These divine beings and ascended masters will protect you from these energies and help to kind of like steer you away from them kind of energies that you're not really going to mix with. You know, because I've been in a situation where I'm faced with somebody who drains your energy, and it's really not a good thing, because you start to feel like, and the other person started to jump up around and you're thinking to yourself, what's going on here? So yeah, so with, you know, as you become aware of your divine journey, bring in the protection. it's just best. It helps you to center yourself, to clear any energies from in you and around you, but to also stop this suction of energy off other people as well. Okay, so gym, your health, food, drinks, social circle, these all change or can change. Your beliefs can change. You can even, well, saying that I already look quite young as it is, but you can even, as you train your mind and you start to understand that everything is an illusion, the world is an illusion, what you see is what you believe, it's just your beliefs, and your beliefs will make your world around you. So, people worry about getting old, gonna have wrinkles and this, that, and the other. Well, it's been proven and known that people who are on their journey and become aware of who they are and what they truly are and what they're doing, is they can actually start to look younger as years go on. I know this sounds crazy and probably what Ole been trying to do for years or something, but really, this is it rings true to me. So it's a belief of mine that if you truly believe it and you truly understand that everything around you is just, you've created this with your thoughts, with your words and your actions, then it stands to reason. As much as this phone is plastic and this is cotton, it's all the same down at the molecular level. It's all the same. So it stands to reason that you could start to look younger if you believe it so strongly, and with your eating habits and your drinking habits too, with all that changing, you really start to feel an effect deep within inside you, and you start to see it. What is it that's the saying, your body becomes your temple? Not in the sense of an ego way, in the sense of look at me, but in the sense of you really start to appreciate and you start to be grateful for the body that you have and who you are. So, yeah, okay. So, what we've done now. So we've done the quest for information, the physicalities, the food, the drink, the beliefs, the sleep deprivation, or it may feel like that, but the disrupted sleep, the protection from energies, the social circle, how that might, as you go on in your journey, your usual friends, so to speak, may fade off, and you'll just grow a brand new circle of people who are on your vibration, your understanding. Another thing, now as you start to call upon your angels for protection and stuff, and you become aware of kind of like your journey, and there's a divine purpose. You get signs. Now this was something that somebody I spoke to really struggled with. They kind of feared it. It's because they said everywhere they go they kept seeing like 222, 333, 555, or one was like my lord. It can be anything, and these signs were so powerful and it was ringing so deep to this person that they started to freak out, and people around them too started to say he's losing it again, the whole I'm crazy kind of thing. You're not crazy. There is no crazy. I think the truth is far much crazier than they let on. So you start getting signs, and these I call them angelic signs, is because it's signs that you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing. And these could numbers, this could be feathers. If a feather just appears in front of you, yes, I don't know, maybe you've doubted something, or you've asked something, and the feather just appears to you. It's from your guide saying you're on the right path, carry on. It can come on in a radio. You can literally be sat in a car, you could be thinking something, then one thing, then something comes on the radio and it relates to exactly what you're thinking. And yes, there's no such thing as coincidence in the universe. As the design of a snowflake is so perfect, so is the universe, and your path and mine. It's divine and perfect. There is no right or wrong. It's just perfect in the way it's laid out for you, and for me, in what we're doing and where we're going. So there's no such thing as coincidences. So don't freak out about these things. These are good things. These are your higher self and your angels and your guides telling you we're with you and we're protecting you and we're by your side. You're loved. You are loved, because it's one thing that people forget is, they feel lonely at times or something, but remember, you are loved. Your angels and guides are all around you. All around you. And you've got your ascended masters and the angelic realm as well. So they're all around you if you want to call upon them. So don't fear it. Embrace it. Thank the angels and the divine realm for sending you these messages. So let's say you're like, I've got a job interview on Saturday. Should I go? Then all of a sudden 222 comes up. Look it up. See what it means. It will relate exactly to what you were thinking. And then go along with that. Go along with your intuition. When you get that feeling, that inner voice, and it's the inner voice of positivity, happiness, joy, love, all that's true. Anything that's not that is your ego trying to distract you and trying to kind of like throw in the spanner and say, hey, let's keep you where you are. Because that's what ego is. It keeps you where you're at. It keeps you in your little box. You're all safe and secure. So when you see these signs and you start to realize these signs, embrace them. Thank the angels for and the divine realm for bringing these signs to you and helping you on your way. Because that's all it is. And these can appear in the radio. So you could be sat there thinking something really relates to exactly what you're saying. It can be in a book. And now this, when I say radio or book, this can be in the past or a brand new book that's just come out. Time's irrelevant. It's just the message that's been given to you. So they come in the radio station. In books, it can be in the whisper of a wind. So maybe you ask someone, and then all of a sudden you get a draft or a blow or something. That's another sign. These are all signs. It can be in response of feathers. May find feathers are ones to say that you're angelic and that your angels are really close by you and you're on your path and you're supported and loved. You can just run into coincidence while you're on the internet. You've been pondering something all day, then something pops up, just like a meme or a video or an advert for a course or anything like that. And these can all be signs that you're on your path. And trust me, you'll know that if these are signs because you'll feel it. You'll feel a wow. You'll feel a relation to whatever it may be. But don't fear it. Just embrace it. There's nothing to fear. There is absolutely nothing to fear. It's all good stuff. Avoid fluoride. Fluoride again calluses your third eye, shuts it down, stops it from working. You hand your power over to somebody else. So that's just sum it up. So the health, gym, food and drink, your social circle and your social habits, your beliefs and understandings, and how you kind of conduct yourself in your everyday life. All these things will change. They will change because you're becoming aligned with soul and who you truly are, not who you used to be. Sleeping patterns disrupted. Again, when you become aligned, that's it's a common thing. Also with the way that the moon is, with its going into Pisces and going into Aquarius and all these, the moon really does affect our mood. When there's a full moon outside, I think statistics say, politics or police statistics say there's more violence and stuff when there's a full moon. The energy's bigger. So just be aware of the mood and its energy. I say it to myself too, because I've been experiencing some big energy lately from the moon. You're open to energy, so protect yourself. You start to feel this. You start to feel when you're with somebody, you may feel a cold breeze or something, just something that's just different. This is you becoming in tune with your higher self and your intuition, and you'll pick up on these. One thing to help you ground yourself as you go through this phase from old you to this new spiritual you is to go out in nature, take a lot of walks, take some deep breaths and just go out. It's no good going to the old friend's house where everybody is doing the same thing. If you don't feel your vibration, your understanding is there. Go out and do something completely different to what matches you, because when you go out, you may meet somebody who's also feeling and thinking the same as you, and you just run into them. Nothing's a coincidence. Nothing. Every person you meet, everything that comes to you, you know, it's a gift. It's a gift. So appreciate everything that comes to you. It is a gift. And likewise, when I meet somebody, I think to myself, what's the gift that I've got this person? Not to receive, but just naturally, what is my gift to this person? This is what my gift to you is. And this is my gift to you, this video. So yeah, emotional changes as well. The first couple of months, I was a little bit rocky, I was a little bit fiery, a little bit... I've never been an emotion type and crying and this, that and the other, but again, if you need to do that, then do it. The one thing that I do believe, that I had a belief as mine, was you can't cry and you can't do this. Men don't do that. No, cry. Express your emotion, because if you don't, you're just going to keep that within you, and you'll go back to a blockage within your body, and you'll have physical pains and aches. So express your emotion, regardless of what anybody thinks. Express it. So you go for emotional changes too. So yeah, just go easy on yourself. Just, you know, I think that's all I've got to say on this video. Just go easy on yourself. You know, when it happened to me, it was all just like, and everybody asked me now, it's like, tell me your story. And I would sit here and tell you my story, but to be honest with you, you don't need to hear it, because the past, it doesn't exist. All that matters is now, you know? So trust yourself. So if you're going through these changes, just know you're on the right path, and it's perfect for you and where you're going. You may miss eating the meat. I sometimes do, but to be honest with you, after a certain amount of time, it just fades. You just don't want to touch it. You don't want to touch your fish, and you don't want to do this. It just naturally becomes you. That stage of knowing, you live what you know. You become the living knowing of what you know. So just go easy on yourself, and don't freak yourself out when you see these signs, these angelic signs too, because these are good signs. These are positive. It's not bad. It's not demon or devil or witchcraft, because we're all witches and wizards. What was it that Dumbledore said? You're a wizard, Harry. That's what we are. We are all witches and wizards. We are all magical beings, be able to create the world around us. So don't fear it, embrace it, embrace every minute of it, because it's a great thing. It's a great path to be on. You know, it truly is. And go easy on yourself. Make sure you take time out for yourself too. You know, after stopping all this meat, stopping all your social habits, and stopping all your usual habits, you can start to think to yourself, just like, what am I doing? You know, you start to pick up different habits and go do different things. Like, I've joined many people, like groups on Facebook and stuff, just that are on the same kind of vibration as me, same understanding. And by doing this, you just bring more of the same to you. And you are helping other people by broadening by expanding their understanding. But you're helping yourself too. Because as I said, when you speak sometimes, it's almost like someone's channeling through your higher being, and you're speaking, and you listen to it too. So just enjoy it and embrace it. So, gym, food, social, drink, emotion, beliefs, angelic signs, energy, your sleep, and I think that's it. So, be kind to yourself, love yourself, be proud of yourself, and know you're on the right path. One love.